You know you need to leave. You have known for a while. If someone asked you honestly, are you still in the right place? You would say no. And yet, you are still there. Not because you are weak, not because you don't know better, not because the money is so good that it justifies everything else. Something else is keeping you there. Something that has nothing to do with the job and everything to do with who you became inside it. My name is Hannah Oller. I work at the intersection of identity, life transitions, and becoming. And today I want to name 3 real reasons people stay in roles they have already outgrown. Because once you name them, you can finally start to move. We have a very developed vocabulary for why people stay. The mortgage, the pension, the team, the uncertainty of what comes next. And some of those things are real. I'm not dismissing them. But I have worked with too many people who had resolved all of those things. The finances were fine. The next step was clear. The timing was right and still could not leave, which tells me the real reason is not what we usually say it is. The real reason is identity. And there are 3 specific ways it keeps you in a room you already know you have outgrown. The first reason is what I call the investment illusion. The investment illusion is the belief that leaving means everything you gave was wasted. The years, the late nights, the relationships you built, the expertise you developed. If you leave now, what was it all for? This logic keeps people in rooms that stopped fitting them years ago, not because they want to stay, but because leaving feels like admitting the investment was a mistake. Here is what I want you to understand. Everything you built in that room, every skill developed, every lesson learned, every piece of hard-won wisdom did not stay behind when you left. You are it. The investment was never in the room. It was in you, and you take it with you. The second reason is deeper and harder to name. I call it identity fusion. Identity fusion is what happens when you spend years in a role and your sense of self becomes fused with it. You don't just work there. You are the person who does that work. The title does the work of introducing you. And when someone asks what you would do if you left, the honest answer underneath that practical one is this: I don't know who I am without it. That is not weakness. That is what happens to people who gave themselves fully to work they believed in. The work of separating who you are from where you are is the hardest part of any transition. I'll say that again. The work of separating who you are from where you are is the hardest part of any transition. And it is the work nobody tells you has to happen before you can move. The room did not make you. You made the room. But you have to understand that in your bones before you can walk out. The third reason is cultural, and it is the one that keeps the most gifted people in the most unsuitable rooms for the longest time. I call it the loyalty lie. The loyalty lie is the cultural story that staying is noble and leaving is betrayal. That commitment means staying regardless of what staying costs you. That to leave is to abandon the people, the mission, the community that needed you. Loyalty is a virtue. I believe that genuinely. But loyalty to a room that is slowly erasing you is not a virtue. It is a cost, and it is one you were never meant to pay. The loyalty lie keeps gifted people small in rooms that stopped deserving them a long time ago. You are not still there because you are disloyal if you leave. You are still there because leaving feels like abandoning yourself. There is a name for that experience, and there is a map for what comes next. The investment illusion, identity fusion, the loyalty lie. Three reasons that have nothing to do with the practical case for leaving and everything to do with who you became inside the room. I call this territory the locked door. It is the second of 4 rooms in a framework I have built for the specific experience of outgrowing what you helped build. The 4 rooms. And if this video names something you have been living without words for, the full framework is linked below. Drop a comment. Which of the 3 is keeping you at your locked door right now? I read every single one. Subscribe. Next week, I go into what happens when you finally open the door. The corridor between who you were and who you are becoming. That is where most people get lost longest. My name is Hannah Ola. You are not stuck. You are standing at a door that has a name, and knowing the name is how you open it.